Hi, this is Mark Vina. I'm the CEO and principal analyst at SmartTech Research. I'm out here at LG Analyst Day in beautiful Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, where I grew up, by the way. Not too well, actually, and I was born at Holy Name Hospital in Teaneck, not too far from here. That's my claim to fame for Northern New Jersey, and I'm still a Giants fan. And they've had such a bad season. I don't really want to talk about that, but I've got two great executives from LG Electronics, and we've been talking about appliances all day. Let me give them a chance to introduce themselves, and then let's talk a little bit about what we covered today.
Thanks, Mark. I'm Dean Brindle. I'm the head of product management here at LG for home appliances.
And Brant Varner, I'm the head of sales for home appliances at LG.
You know, you have a big event coming up. It's called CES. You guys always have a big splash there. There was a lot of interesting things that we talked about during the event today. It's very interesting, and I actually would love one of you guys. Maybe you could start out with this, Brant, and talks about this movement toward combo washers and dryers. It's a fascinating category. There was some factoids dropped during the presentation about actually Europe actually they don't wash clothes as often. I want to apologize to my European friends, but it's such a category and a device whose time has come. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about that category a little bit and what you guys are doing in that space.
Yeah, perfect. So I'll tee it up a little bit by talking even before we get into what we call combo now.
Yeah.
Kind of how we dipped our toe in the water and made a big splash with when we launched Wash Tower. So Wash Tower was kind of combining a traditional washer dryer into what somebody would think of as a laundry center, a stacked unit. But we took what is our industry leading best in class design with our front load, made a single stacked unit out of that, and put a center control to it. So it's very easy to just get to the control panel instead of having a dryer control well over your head. Mm-hmm. That was when Wash Tower was developed. LG kind of led the way with that. And that made a huge splash out in the market, really created a new segment. Then comes Wash Combo. So now you've got one unit, not a stacked unit, one single unit that does both washing and drying. So now you get that ultimate flexibility of where you don't have to be there to transfer the clothes over. You can also do this in saving yourself time, saving yourself energy, because you get that heat pump dryer, wash and dry in less than 2 hours. I mean, it's really giving you the most flexibility you can get out of a unit. Dean, you want to kind of expand upon that?
Yeah, I think the cool thing that I see around this is certainly with the wash combo units and what we've seen growth in the industry overall is that there are a lot of consumers who saw this opportunity to really save space, and maybe they had something they want to do differently with their laundry room and their area. This has really grown so fast for us. It's now over 12% of the total industry shipments for front load washers.
Which
and
is
really
crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
I think that was probably one of the surprising facts I shared with the team today. I think from a use pattern standpoint, there's another thing that's interesting about this. Being able to incorporate the heat pump technology, giving them a ventless solution, now allows the combo as an all-in-one to have use in a high-rise. Maybe you don't have a good vented solution for some of those apartments, but also for secondary uses in the home. So we think that the combo has many other end uses, not just doing, all in one, wash and dry in the same unit, but also from an installation perspective, gives more flexibility to our consumers today.
It's fascinating, and I just want to add one thing: is that one usage model that didn't occur to me, and we talked about it during the tour, the tour of the demo center, is the ability to actually you could take a combo unit and put it on top of another washer, and actually have multiple things going on at the same time for the ultimate in convenience.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's amazing. Let's talk about other appliances. And maybe trends that you're seeing. You guys are doing a lot of work on making sure that appliances and especially the refrigerator space are flush. Mm-hmm. That's obviously a beautiful aesthetic capability that customers would like to see. You're doing a number of different things in that area. It's almost too many to list, but from your perspective, what are the two bright areas that you really want to focus some attention on?
Yeah, I think there's two things, Mark, that stand out for me from a design standpoint. One, flush design, as we talked about, right? I think there's a big opportunity around flush to give consumers a little bit more of a sleek look in the kitchen. And we saw this just looking at, transitional home designs where consumers already were previously in this, that they were designing more of a built-in look, but giving them a flush design really in their base level opportunities around that. The second piece of this, if I look at where we are today, is really a little bit more modern with the look on the handles, whether it's a pocket handle that we're seeing on more and more of the units today, more of a a less intrusive look into the kitchen. So if you combine a flush depth, whether it's refrigeration or dishwashers, with a pocket handle, now you have something that looks a little bit more sleek, maybe a little bit more modern for the consumer, and a little more even contemporary than some of the appliances we've seen historically. Those are the two that kind of stand out to me just from a design standpoint as we look at this migration to maybe a little less of an aggressive handle throughout the industry.
Right. Now, Brand, the thing that's really interesting to me is what LG has been doing in the smart home, the smart home category broadly. I have to admit, I'm a proud LG customer, but I won't let that influence what I'm about to say. But consumers really see tangible savings. I mean, the appliance category is one of those categories that people do not replace their appliance sometimes, many cases, especially when the economy is a bit slow.
Yep.
I think the phrase that you guys were using was duress, which is an interesting marketing technical term. But because of that, you have to find other reasons to get people motivated to upgrade their appliance because they're used to having a washer and dryer, a dishwasher, a refrigerator, 10, 15 years.
Yep.
Smart home obviously is the key. ThinkQ is obviously a big part of that. But energy savings is a big deal. And I want to talk a little bit about that because to me, that really motivates people. If I know there are certain usage models like washing dishes, washing clothes, drying clothes, I don't have to do that at a moment's notice. I mean, hard to do that with food because you got to cook at a certain time, although there are some usage models that might work with that as well. But let's talk about that because I really think that's a home run area for LG to really create value and motivate consumers.
Yeah. So talk about ThinkQ, right? And ThinkQ kind of goes beyond even energy savings. It's truly helping you get the best out of your appliance and helping your appliance perform the way that it's supposed to function.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned yourself, consumers' average lifetime of an appliance is up to 10 years. So most consumers coming into the market today, when they were shopping 10 years ago, a smart appliance at that point was, I can sit on my couch and change the temperature on my refrigerator. That means nothing.
Right.
I've changed the temperature on my refrigerator once in the life of the refrigerator.
Correct.
I'm never going to touch it again. That was not smart for LG. So we wanted to go a step further. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where our appliances are not smart. Our appliances are intelligent. And so they think, they learn, they adapt, they evolve. And that's where ThinkQ comes into play. Is it helps be that communication, that app on your phone where you can talk back and forth with your appliance and you can understand what's going on, how the appliance is functioning, what's the best cycle to use. And then the appliance talks back. The appliance will let you know, the functionality of your washing machine right now. We might be detecting that you're using too much detergent.
Yes.
So you're not getting the best out of it. We might be detecting that your dryer is taking too long. So maybe you might want to check that vent and make sure it's not clogged. We're detecting a leak in your dishwasher. So you definitely want to, look into this. These are all different ways that ThinkQ is going to talk back to you and let you know, one, is the appliance even installed correctly? Because it starts working from day one.
Yes.
When you buy an LG appliance and hook up to ThinkQ. Two, is it operating correctly? And three, is it operating in its most efficient fashion? So if you're buying an LG appliance, you want to get the best out of it, that's what ThinkQ is going to do.
Joe,
yeah, thanks. I think one of the things that I would think on this, obviously, if we look at what we're talking about with ThinkQ, is the opportunity to look at energy savings and management, right? Appliances are inherently using a lot less energy and a lot less water than they did 10 years ago. In some cases, 50, 60% less or more. With what we're able to do with ThinkQ, and you think about it from that standpoint, we can now take that appliance, do delayed start items, run it off peak hours, even take that energy savings to a higher level, but also what we can do to customize cycles. We might be able to make recommendations to you to actually use less energy, right? We notice that you're setting your dryness level to maximum dry. Why not consider a lower dryness level in your dryer to use less energy, as an example? Something as simple as that, just on tips.
No,
and
I love that, and I think
big wins.
And those are the kind of things when you can start wrapping, dollars and cents around. Hey, if you delayed the drying of your clothes till 9 o'clock at night, given whoever the energy provider in your area is, you're going to save. I'm going to make a number up: $4.23.
Yeah.
Over the course of a year, that could add up to some significant dollars. So that's a pretty significant deal. With CES right around the corner, anything you want to highlight in terms of what we can expect to see?
So I do want to touch on, we talked about flush depth, and that's certainly something that we're going to be driving at LG across all of our categories, from whether it's dishwashers or cooking and refrigeration. But flush depth means nothing if it can't actually work, if you can't actually use it. And so one of the things that I want to talk about just for a second that we'll be highlighting at CES is our zero clearance hinges on our refrigeration. So if you take your refrigerator, if you don't have zero clearance hinge and you push it back into your kitchen, into its cabinetry, and make it flush depth, odds are you're not going to be able to open the door because the hinges are going to want to swing out and they're going to hit the wall. What we find are a lot of applications in homes today where there's a wall right next to the refrigerator. And so these consumers are having to buy smaller refrigerators, smaller than what's intended for their home, just so they can open the door. So LG's zero clearance hinge solves that problem. You can now get a full width refrigerator. And even if you have a wall there, even if you push it all the way flush depth, you're going to get a full opening with the refrigerator. We were a little concerned that consumers might not fully grasp this concept at first because it is something so different and so new. But we launched that just a few weeks ago, just a few months ago, and it has already taken off. The consumer response has been overwhelmingly positive. 4.8 out of 5 stars. Yeah. And some of the feedback we're getting, some of the pictures these consumers are taking where it is flush depth, it is up against a wall, it's obvious there is a need out there and it's resonating with the shoppers.
Well, and I can imagine people who buy appliances and take them home and you find out, but after the delivery guys have installed it and you, oh my God, I'm opening up.
No good.
That's not good. I'm calling Best Buy. Take the appliance back.
Mark, there's a lot of opportunities for return.
Yes, there is.
Refrigerators not fitting, and at 28% of households have an opportunity for this zero clearance hinge. The other thing I think we'd highlight for CS is just the use of AI in our appliances.
Sure.
And one of the things we've been talking about is how do we utilize AI more effectively to improve wash cycles, dry cycles, even refrigerator cooling performance. Can we optimize your cycle based on those inputs, take what we've learned over time to really almost foolproof your performance, to give that quality, that value to the consumer? LG is America's most reliable brand. That is a quality measure. I also want consumers to believe in us more about the performance aspect of what we're doing, because with AI and the sensor technology we have built into our units across the portfolio, we're now delivering an even higher level of performance that should create a value proposition for our consumers they can't pass up.
Well, and those are great points. And the interesting thing is that the amount of AI technology that can really change people's lives, even on a device like a refrigerator. You use the example, I can change the temperature from my desk. That's kind of cool, but it's not terribly interesting. But the fact that depending on the load of food in the refrigerator, different cooling requirements come into play. If I'm putting 3 cases of beer for a football game in my refrigerator, I may want to cool that, use that period of time while the beer is in there to cool it faster than if it was empty. Last thing I want to talk about, because it's a great appliance, it's a new category. I would love to have one. Hint. Is the styler unit, the ability to dry clean, and well, it's not technically dry, but it's cleaning and steaming clothes at the same time. It looks like a very small closet. I even saw a model with a mirror on it, so it doubles as a vanity mirror as well. But let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, Mark, it's a great product. We've had the styler in the market for a few years. The innovation this year is going to be adding a handheld steamer into that function in a relatively short amount of time, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour and a half. We can both, basically sanitize and deodorize your garments, right? We can also, with this, remove wrinkles. Now, you're probably not going to get the same finish you do on your dry clean, with heavy starch as an example, but you will get a wearable garment that looks really good and smells clean.
So I can't do what I did this morning and turn the shower on and hang my shirt up.
Much more effective than your shower.
And not exactly environmentally friendly either.
And the nice thing about it is they are designed to be a fully autonomous solution, so you don't need plumbing. You can put it in your closet, you can put it in your bedroom, you can put it in your bathroom, wherever you have space. And
doesn't require a water connection.
Does not require a water connection. So a non-plumb solution. Great opportunity, especially for something like this that doesn't necessarily get dirty, like this jacket.
Yes.
You want to pop it in there and deodorize it or sanitize it. Great opportunity overall.
Well, take us home. Last couple of minutes on the podcast.
Just to reiterate some of the points that we hit. LG is America's most reliable brand of home appliances. LG is also the #1 brand of appliances in the United States. All of this is because of some of the things we're talking about. We build great products. We build good quality products with a durable fit, feel, and finish. And we innovate more often, faster, with best-in-class features of any brand in the U.S. marketplace. And that's what makes us stand out. That's what you can see at CES.
Well, that's great. I know I'm going to see both of you guys at CES in about 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks at the most. And appreciate your time today. And thanks for watching the SmartTechCheck podcast.